how's it going? Sam here. In this video, I'm going to be kicking off a new series I'm starting on the channel, which is my developer log series. I'm going to be going and creating an app from scratch and documenting it all the way to the process of publishing it on the app stores. The app is called Murmr. What is Murmr? Murmr is going to be an app where you can upload voice snippets, which you can then group and share easily with your friends, family, or partners. The app is intended to be for people who perhaps live away from their family, who are in a relationship and want to have a place where they have nice little snippets of audio which they can listen back to whenever they want. So if you're living far away from your family, perhaps you want to have a few snippets of your animals that you miss, your parents, and if you're in a relationship, you can keep and store all the nice little cute voice messages which you send perhaps at the moment by iMessage, but here you're going to have them all grouped up in one place and can play in the back whenever you want. I'm really excited to build out this app because I'm going to be learning a lot about mobile development, which I have not really delved into yet on my programming journey, and I'm going to go with Flutter. The stack I've chosen is Flutter and Supabase. Starting out, I was researching which frameworks to do and how to store the audio snippets which would be easiest, as well as cover authentication. So for the backend sort of side and database sort of side, I looked at Firebase and Supabase. Supabase came out trumps because it had great documentation for Flutter, is open source, so I could potentially self-host later on down the road. And it's also just like an up-and-coming open source project, which I'm really interested in and hear a lot about, rather than use something from Google. Next up was the choice between React Native and Flutter, and Supabase had really great docs for Flutter, and it's really helped me already create the foundation of my app. So I decided to go with Flutter for that reason. Also, Flutter compiles easily to the web compared to React Native, which has to use external libraries. So I started off by testing if Flutter integrated well with Supabase, if I managed to record audio, send it and save it to Supabase, and then play it back on the phone, which I managed to do in this video. I also set up authentication really easily and got a good foundation for my app thanks to the Supabase docs. I'm going to be learning a lot in these videos, so I want to use this opportunity to share and create tutorials around what I'm learning with Flutter. I'm also really into Lottie animations, so I'm going to be adding them to my app and hopefully checking out the Lottie and mobile/Flutter ecosystem. All in all, I'm really excited to build out this project. I'm giving myself about a 1 month timeline. However, I will go over it if needed because I just like this app and the idea behind it. I want to use it in my real life, and yeah, I'll take the time to tweak it if necessary. So in this video, I try out Flutter, save the audio, play it back, as well as add authentication. And if you're new here, my name is Sam. I talk about tech, programming, I create tutorials, and now I'm going to get into creating devlog stuff. So if that's interesting to you, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and there's a lot more content coming your way very soon. Cheers. So I've just finished after a few hours setting up, trying out different libraries, stuff like that. I've managed to do voice recording from Flutter in iOS. So here I can click here. I can start recording my voice from my Blue Yeti microphone and stop the recording. And then somewhere on my PC, it's saving the file, and I can play it back. I can start recording my voice, and it sounds absolutely disgusting, but it was working fine until I sort of messed around with my Yeti microphone settings. So I'm not sure about that, but maybe I'll try changing up the file format and trying on my actual phone, maybe restarting the simulator. But at least for tonight, I can say that I've got voice recording set up. So that's pretty good. Now I've got to figure out how to send that file to Supabase. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. It's day 2. Last night I figured out how to get the recordings done in Flutter, and so it's just gone past 6 a.m. this morning. I want to figure out how to actually send those recordings up to Supabase. Once that's done, get some authentication in, authentication flow, and then save these clips to a profile. So that'd be a pretty big step. So yeah, I've got a few hours until I'll go and work out. But yeah, Saturday morning, nice and early, got my coffee. And yeah, I'm excited to learn how to use some Supabase. So let's get into it. Okay, so it's been about an hour and I've managed to get recording upload to Supabase. So I've just left the recording code as it was, and once you click on the button and click again, the recording stops. We get the file path to where we saved the recording, and then we just upload it. So that was just some really small example code from Supabase. So pretty simple. Let's give it a spin. Testing. This is a recording, and it should be uploaded to Supabase. So there we go. No errors, so we're all good. And let's go ahead and refresh. Murmr 03. Let's download. Check it out. Testing. This is a recording, and it should be uploaded to Supabase. So there we go. It's got a nice sound quality to it, which is awesome. And yeah, next step I want to do is actually play back that file. So get it from Supabase, upload it to Supabase, and then get it back into the phone and play it on demand. So yeah, so I've done a few of these steps, so we can check these off. Decide on the stack. Should be sticking with Flutter as long as I can get everything done. That's why I'm trying to be like as quick as possible on just the core functionalities, just so I know if Flutter can do it or not. But it's looking good so far, so that should be done. Got the dev environment, record audio and save to Supabase. There we go. And now playback on a phone. Let's jump into that. All right, so after a bit of coding, I've made this playback method, which can get the public URL of the snippet, the sound snippet, and it's not actually going to download it, it's just going to get the URL and then passes it to the player plugin, which then plays the sound. So, and that manages, fetching it and playing it. So that's pretty cool. And I can press this button. Testing. This is a recording, and it should be uploaded to Supabase. And yeah, so it plays back fine. So we've got recording and playback. Now the real work sort of commences. Actually structuring everything properly. So yeah, I'm gonna learn how to properly structure the Flutter app, because I think that's a good first step. And then I'm gonna head into Figma, do some designing, playback audio on the phone, and then we've got to do authentication, saving it to an account. So I do have to do a bit of UI learn how to actually make the UI, because at the moment I don't know how to do UI stuff properly on Flutter, and it's sort of frustrating me as well. So I need to figure that out. And yeah, and then have a bit of downtime designing the actual app in Figma, which I'm looking forward to. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of my developer log series. If this is a series that interests you and you want to see it go to the end, be sure to subscribe to view all of the upcoming videos of me making it. If you have any questions on how I did anything, leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.